Welcome to Fool's Key Tarot. I'm Ben, and this is a daily reading for Thursday, June 5th, 2025. Let's see what the cards have in store for us today. First, we have the Nine of Pentacles upright. This can indicate independence, luxury, having everything you need, and making it for yourself, not relying on others for it. Another nine, the Nine of Wands. This card is more protective, it's defensive. It has to do with the cycle of violence and the way that we build up walls to protect ourselves. Very interesting to have two nines. Let's see what the last card is. The Queen of Swords in reverse. This can be a harsh judgment or truth that we are confronted with. It could also be a falsehood or somebody who tries to trick us or manipulate us into doing something against our own best interest. So, altogether, it looks to me like today you're feeling defensive over something. There is some kind of attack or problem that you are worried about happening. It's probably not something that is happening now, but it's more like a hypothetical that you're afraid of could happen. It's probably something that has happened in the past, which is why you're worried about it. It's not that it is occurring again right now. It's more likely that you're worried it might occur again, and you're trying to take proactive steps to try to avoid that from happening. And that can be a wise thing to do, but obviously if you take it too far, then you can be too defensive and shut good things out while you're trying to also filter out for the bad things. Now, I think you're feeling self-sufficient. You don't want other people to help you guard against this possibility. And actually, it might be the other people that you are trying to keep out. So maybe you feel like there are people that if you let in to your inner thoughts or involve them on a certain project or endeavor that you're a part of, you're afraid that that is going to make the situation worse in some way. It could be that you don't want to share this process or this part of you with anybody else because you want to keep it all to yourself. It could also be that you're afraid that if somebody else comes in, they're not going to understand what it is that you're doing, and they're going to mess it up, they're going to do it wrong, they're going to change things in some way that you're not comfortable with. So you want the control here. You want to be in charge. The wands as a suit can have to do with purpose and drive and goals and ambitions. So given that, I think that you have some mission that you're on, and you're not letting other people help you, or you're not letting other people know about what it is that you're doing. You want to accomplish this all by yourself. You feel like you have the ability to do it all by yourself, and therefore you're refusing help, and you're refusing to let anybody else even influence what's going on. You feel like this needs to be done by you and you alone, and you don't even want to hear other people's opinions. The Queen of Swords can be a very opinionated card. Usually that opinion is well informed, but given its reversal and given the other two cards, I think that there are outside opinions that you are purposely shutting out. You don't want to hear it, either because you think that these other opinions are wrong, or you're just afraid that if other people's ideas get mixed up with your own, that that's going to change your process or change your trajectory. And you want to feel like you own it all by yourself. The number 9 is maybe a lonely number, but also just an independent number, a number that's complete all by itself. It doesn't need anything else to be added in. So with these double nines here, I think that you feel like you want a layer of insulation between either yourself or just this project that you're on or this area of your life. You want to create a layer of insulation between that and anybody else's influence. You don't want their ideas to get in. You don't want them to criticize what you're doing, because then you might either be forced to react to that criticism, or even if you choose to ignore or not react to the criticism, those ideas are now in your head and they might influence what you do going forward. So I think that you have a strong sense of where you want this to go. You know what the end state looks like. That's the wands coming in, that strong energy of what is the goal and how am I going to get there? So you have that internally. And you also feel like you have the resources and the knowledge and the experience that you need to actually get there. So because of that, you feel like you don't need anybody else. You don't need their opinions, you don't need their help, you don't need their resources. And I think what the cards are telling you are that even if you don't need those things, it can still be useful to seek the input or the opinion of other people. It might not be necessary, but it could be helpful. Also, you might not have it as figured out as you think. Even if you feel like you have a very specific vision of your goal and that no outside influence is needed to realize it, it might be, first of all, you could be wrong. You might not quite have the right goal in mind. And so while it might be true that you could accomplish this goal by yourself and that it would be reasonably satisfying, it might be that there is some other goal or end state to be working towards that would actually be better for you. And it's possible that you're not expanding your vision of what this project or what this life area could be because you want to do it all by yourself. So what I mean by that is you've settled on a goal or an objective that you have the ability to do yourself. Because both of these cards are upright and they're two nines appearing next to each other, I think the cards are saying that you do in fact have this capability that you believe in. It's not that you're tricking yourself or deluding yourself. You really can accomplish this goal that you've set for yourself, and you really can do it all by yourself. You have the resources. Now, like I said, maybe it could be improved by somebody else, but I think the bigger picture coming through is that because you're so intent on doing it alone, you're not allowing for the possibility of maybe even having a bigger goal, maybe something that's more ambitious or just more expansive, and that might involve other people. It might require resources that you don't have, and you feel like you have enough resources to do enough on your own that you don't want to involve other people because you've got that ability already in your hand, in your mind, ready to go. No questions or uncertainties or other people involved who might do things that are unexpected. So it's tempting to just stick on this path because you already have everything you need. But if you allowed for a little bit of risk, if you allowed for some other people to be involved, there might be an even more ambitious or expansive goal that you could set your sights on. And this will require more resources, but when you allow other people to get involved, it might be that those resources fall into place and are available to you. And yeah, you would have to rely on other people to seek this more ambitious goal, but the cards are telling you that that might be worth it. Now, it might not be worth it, but at least give it the consideration, because even if you end up turning that down, it might clarify for you what exactly you're doing and why you don't want to expand the vision or involve other people. Because I think right now what I'm seeing is that you have a little bit of tunnel vision where you are enamored by the idea of doing it all alone, and that means you're not even considering other paths. And you should at least be considering these other paths, because while it might be wise to do it all by yourself, it would not be wise to turn down any kind of new point of view just because it's coming from the outside and just because it threatens to shake up this plan that you have in place that's working and that doesn't rely on moving pieces that you don't control. And that can be a good thing or it can be a bad thing. And the cards are just telling you to have an open mind, seek more information, and then determine the best way to proceed. So if you enjoyed this reading, then subscribe to see more. And if you'd like to learn more about tarot cards or try some of my online guided readings, then head on over to foolskey.com where you can check that out. Thanks for watching and see you tomorrow.